make sure that we're actually working. All right. It says we're live. Let me check on my phone, see if we are live, see if the audio actually fucking works, and also send the link to Dan because he said he'd watch it. I invited Dan, but he said he felt he did not have anything to say, and he
Because he's not a massive nerd like us.
yes. I love Dan. I tried my best to get him to come on, but he said because he didn't have anything to say, he didn't really want to do it, and I respect him, and I hope he will come on the next stream we do.
Maybe he'll come on if we do a reaction, get drunk again.
Yes. All right, audio all works. That's good to hear. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Although I will say, I want to say this on the record now that we are live. If we do that again, I am not getting nearly as fucked up as I did last time.
I was hangover.
I had the worst hangover I've ever had, and probably the only hangover I've really realistically ever had. I think instead if I'm going to take anything during the Oscars, it's going to be an edible, because I've been getting into that, and it is. I have a Punch Bar I still haven't finished, and it is fucking strong. That thing is fucking dangerous. Oh man, it's okay. There's no one here. We can talk about drugs. It's all legal anyway.
We've long been like a drug affirming channel.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We've long been having me get high and do.
Absolutely. Oh, we have a few viewers. Hey, if anyone's watching, say something in the chat.
Hello.
Do something. Let us know that you're here. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
In a really long while. Life has been kicking us in the ass.
In the ass. I would like to say on the record, I did not die during the Oscars.
Yes,
I know
that was literally the last time we streamed anything.
I know it seemed like I might have. I know I drank way too much. That was not fun.
I mean, hey, at least you were hammered for the most talked about part of the Oscars.
Absolutely. That was
retrospect. That was the hilarious. Hysterical. Thinking back on our reaction to it, and like we were just like, it was probably scripted. Like some of us couldn't even see what happened. We're just like, whatever. And it's like, all anyone talked about.
I was so fucking hammered. I literally asked you guys if that was real. That if I actually saw what I thought I just saw. I was so out of it. It did not process that could be a hallucination.
I was just laying over by the floor. I didn't see it happen.
And unfortunately, no one heard you guys answer me because the audio didn't work. No one told me that we had audio troubles. Which is, the name of the game for this channel. That's okay. We can talk to no one. But yeah, we took as long as a break as Stone Ocean did.
Yeah, amazing.
And I still haven't finished watching the anime. And people are coming up to me being like, "Oh my god, you love JoJo's? Talk about the end of Stone Ocean." I'm like, I mean, I haven't finished the anime, and they go, "Oh, I want to talk about the end of Stone Ocean." I'm like, I read the manga. I know what fucking happens.
No, what happens? It's a Greek. You're taking
I just haven't
seen
it in motion.
You know exactly what happened.
I know 100%.
You just haven't seen what's yeah.
It's so my own brother was like that, and he was like, "Oh, we want to talk about. Have you finished Stone Ocean? I want to talk about it." I'm like, I read the manga. You can talk to me about Stone Ocean. It's okay. Although real quick, speaking of JoJo's, part 9.
JoJo Land.
JoJo Land. He's going to land. He's gonna get rich. That's the plot. That's the plot of the fucking movie of part 9. He gets rich.
Got to get paid.
I don't know what else it's gonna be about. Maybe about the fruit. I think it's supposed to be about the Rokakaka fruit. But
I was hoping that it would be like just, I don't know, where they reinvent how stands are created or something. It becomes an amusement park.
At this point, you could, and no one would question it. Yeah. I think the way stands work in the Steel Ball Run universe changed like 3 times, and we all just said, "Okay."
I was like, "Yeah, all right."
Okay.
All right, you get a stand from being close to a corpse part of Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning that.
The Jesus was here. All right, you can get a stand here. That's all right. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Araki works in mysterious ways, and we just live with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know no one's here. That's okay. On the record, when Part 9 drops, I will be reading it every chapter as it comes out, and I will be doing a video on every chapter. And not one of those stupid analytical videos that people think they're so smart talking about what happened in the chapter. No, I mean those idiotic meme videos I've been making for the end of part 8.
Every time a beekeeper shows up.
Every time a beekeeper shows up, I gotta do the he's the beekeeper.
He's the beekeeper. Never gets old.
That line has stuck with me for literally, oh God, almost 20 years now.
Wow.
So in between, since the last time we were on stream, I moved again. I don't know if anyone can tell. I don't have anything on my walls. There's some fucking laundry in the background. God damn it. I forgot to move it. Oh well.
You probably see I also moved.
Yes.
I moved from Nevada back to the East Coast.
Yes.
I also got married in the time since we last streamed. So
I'd fucking not.
Yeah. You were there for it.
I was there. I flew all the way out to Nevada, only for you to fly all the way back here.
And so we treated you to Vegas life for a little bit.
No, it was nice. It was the first vacation I've taken in years. It was interesting. So yeah, so we're
back.
We're back, and naturally, what do the people want us to talk about? Obviously, the nominations for the 2023 Academy Awards. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone loves the Oscars right? So much. That's why the most talked about moment from the Oscars last year had nothing to do with any nominations, unless you count the winner of Best Actor.
Although him winning right after that was really funny.
And then they didn't give him the cutoff. They just let him talk.
About being nice to one another. I love that. That's even better.
Yeah, they let him talk. And just like they kick him out of the Academy.
Yeah, I mean, I looked through all of these to see if I'd have anything somewhat interesting or ranty to say. Emancipation is not on here at all, and I think that's very funny because that is such an Oscar bait movie. Because it's just Will Smith is attached to it. It's banned, not allowed.
Yeah. Not letting him back in there ever again.
That's very funny. But anyway, I got shit to do, so let's just get it started. We're gonna go down through all of these just in order. I think it's just alphabetical order on the Academy website. Oh wait, whoops, I forgot something. Where is? There it is. Woo! I put my camera back on.
Ooh.
I had it off screen because I didn't want my face on the screen twice. That's just silly. Anyway, let's get into this shit. Actor in a lead role. We have Austin Butler for Elvis as the titular Elvis. Colin Farrell for the Banshees of Inisherin. Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Paul Mescal for Aftersun. And Bill, I never know how to pronounce his name.
Nighy. I'm pretty sure it's Nighy.
Nighy for the film Living. I'll start out with what I don't know here. I don't even know who Paul Mescal is, and I've never heard of Aftersun.
Same.
Yeah. Bill Nighy, I've definitely heard of, and he's a fantastic actor. I enjoy him in everything he does. I thought Living was coming out this year.
Oh, you
didn't realize it came out last year. I genuinely thought I would get to see it in theaters and it would be out in 2023, but apparently it already came out and it's nominated for an Academy Award.
You want to know what's funny about that? I actually thought that the same thing about Puss in Boots and The Last Wish. So when I saw it on this, like later down on the list, I was actually kind of amazed.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
But let's just get this out of the way. Brendan Fraser is going to win.
I want him to win. That's the thing. I want him to win. Here's the thing. I haven't seen The Whale. I've been given a plot synopsis by a friend. But just the images I've seen of Brendan Fraser's like his monologues or his moments in this thing, Like, they've made me feel things that most actors in, like, even these Oscar bait movies haven't been able to do in 5 years at least.
It is an incredible performance. It is just the physicality alone of that performance deserves an Oscar nomination, because the work he puts in with that absurdly heavy fat suit he's wearing. It's like that is like a 500-pound suit, and he's killing it in that. Like,
this is like the redemption Brendan Fraser needs.
He needed this role, and his role was hard, and he fucking kills it. I will say, Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, I think we'll talk about The Banshees of Inisherin a little bit more later. It's a good movie. I didn't get a whole lot out of it. It's fine that it's here. It's a well-written movie. It's very clever. I don't know about Colin Farrell's inclusion in this. Like, is a good performance, but certainly compared to Brendan Fraser's, like, it's a hard sell. I watched Elvis 2 nights ago when I first read this list. I said I have to watch Elvis now because I didn't think it would get nominated for anything, but it's on this list a lot.
Yeah, I know. Is this the most? This was a sweep one, right? Like, it's got.
It's not going. I don't think it's going to sweep.
Okay, well, I got, like, it's got a lot. The most nominations.
It has a lot of nominations. I was very surprised. Austin Butler puts in a hell of a job. I will say he more than earns his spot on this nomination list. He did a fantastic job as Elvis.
How does it compare to Mr. Robot's take on Freddie Mercury last year, or whenever that was when he did Bohemian Rhapsody? How does it compare?
So much better than that. I don't even hate Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, I know there's people out there who absolutely loathe Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't hate it, but no, it really wasn't that good a movie. Elvis, I will say I have a very specific note about Elvis that I'm going to get to later because it ties in with the category, but it was surprisingly good. Like, I didn't think it would actually be that good, and then I found myself enthralled with what they were doing, and I'll explain a little bit more why later. But I'm happy that Austin Butler is on here, but Brendan Fraser is going to win. There's, like, no contest here.
I really hope he does win. I want him to.
All right, actor in a supporting role, we got my boy Brendan Gleeson for Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan?
Kogan. It's Kogan.
Kogan.
You gotta remember, these are Celtic names.
And of course, Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I probably butchered that well. I'm so sorry. But, like, I think this is another, like, easy pick. Key is gonna win.
Yeah.
Quan is going to win this. It's like not a fucking debate. He was too good in this movie. This is actually just like Brendan Fraser. This is his comeback role. Like,
I'm not really too aware of Quan. Like, what was his sort of?
Quan was a child actor. He was in The Goonies and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Was he Short Round?
He was Short Round.
No way!
And that was it until this movie.
Okay, look, I'm going to be fair. Yeah, you kind of would get blacklisted if you were Short Round as an Asian actor, I'd imagine. Just being honest.
Look. All right, look. He was a little kid.
I know. He was a little kid.
What Mr. Spielberg asked him to do. But
I know. Mr. Spielberg certainly has his his work cut out for him this year.
God, Fabelmans. I don't know if I'm going to go on a tirade about Steven Spielberg's just descent in recent years, but I might.
I mean, it'll be perfect for this year because not only is he, like, his movie or whatever, like, all over the place on this thing. Did you know that apparently Steven Spielberg has been thanked more than God in these actings of these Academy Award speeches?
I believe that, actually. I think that's probably true.
That's going to be very interesting to see play out.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny, have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Oh, I have. Yeah, I told you. I saw it. It's a really good movie.
It's just, it's beautiful. Every time I see it on this list, I'm like, that should win. That should just fucking win.
It's such an interesting concept that like is piggybacking off the popularity of like Marvel movies. Like it's kind of like a thinking man's multiverse sort of thing.
And it's done so well.
Yeah, it is. And it's got like a very interesting sort of moral, especially when it's just like the main character. You're just like, yeah, no, you are literally just the worst version of yourself. Mm-hmm. Is there even a point in you living? Yes, there is.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's positive nihilism. That's what I describe it as. And what is what was that statistic that the entire budget of Everything Everywhere was basically the catering budget for Doctor Strange 2, and it looks 1,000 times better?
Yeah. They do the multiverse and all this other kind of time travel. Did you know that apparently the editing team weren't professionals? They were all just friends. They're all just friends who
learned how to edit during the movie.
While doing the movie. That's hilarious.
It looks 10 times better than most professional Hollywood movies. Like it's unfucking believable.
It's kind of depressing how we've gotten kind of like graded back to this point.
We are digressing.
Yeah, we are digressing to that Doctor Strange third eye moment with our special effects.
We really are.
The question I feel is important for this year's nominees that we're starting to see right here, where I don't know if this has been common, but I'm noticing there's a lot of people from the same movie in these categories competing against each other.
Yeah,
I know this has happened before, but with this year, it feels like it's happened a lot more often. Like I'm looking down the list, and I think there's like 3 different categories where you got 2 actors from the same movie.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often, but it's happening a lot this time around. We have 2 actors from the Banshees of Inisherin up for best supporting role, and I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I know who Barry Keoghan plays in that. I'm pretty sure he's the annoying brat that no one likes. If I'm remembering correctly, I would definitely say that I'm of the 2, I'm rooting for Brandon Gleeson because I'm always rooting for Brandon Gleeson.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Fabelmans. I mean, Judd Hirsch is Judd Hirsch. And then I've just looked up what the hell Causeway even is, because I'd never heard of this movie. A U.S. soldier suffers from a traumatic brain injury while fighting in Afghanistan and struggles to adjust to life back home.
Yeah, okay.
And the lead is not up for an Oscar, but the supporting actor is.
That's the thing. He must have been really great if the supporting actor, because I think I don't see it for directing either. I don't think.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Let's move on then to actress in a lead role.
Actress, yes.
We have Cate Blanchett for Tar, not for her work in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio as the monkey. What?
Shame.
That's a shame. Ana de Armas in Blonde. Andrea Riseborough? I'm pronouncing it how it's spelled. Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And, I mean...
Again, Everything Everywhere.
I can see Cate Blanchett or Ana de Armas winning this, but Michelle Yeoh deserves to win this.
Yeah.
And, that's just all I really need.
Yeah.
As for the others 2, I don't know what To Leslie is. I've never heard of it.
No. Blonde is. I look at this and I literally just think, wait, did they come out with a Legally Blonde sequel?
No, that's all. Blonde is the NC-17 biopic of Marilyn Monroe.
I don't like that rating.
Yep, you get to see her. That rating with JFK in graphic detail.
Yeah, no, don't like that. Don't like that.
Get rid of the I think that's the only thing this movie actually had going for it. That it was the shock value. I think that was the only reason anyone saw it. It was a Netflix exclusive, I believe.
You can only get an NC-17 rating on someone like Marilyn Monroe for one or two reasons.
Yes.
Not interested.
But from what I've heard, I haven't seen the movie. I don't really plan to. But from what I've heard, Ana de Armas did do a really good job depicting Marilyn Monroe. It was the script that was the problem, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
And that happens. That happens a lot. But yeah, it's Michelle Yeoh for me. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
That performance was fucking peak. All right. Actress in a supporting role, Jesus Christ, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is nominated for the Academy Award.
Does that hurt your soul?
It does, actually. It does, actually. Although I think Angela Bassett might have been the only actor in that whole movie to put in a performance that was at least
passable,
awake.
Everyone
like she wasn't sleepwalking. Hung Chow in The Whale, Kerry Condon in Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Sue, I'm assuming. Everything Everywhere All at Once. She plays the daughter. I know that. I think I'm hoping it's pronounced Sue. I'm voting for Sue on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joy is such an amazing character, and this actress did such a fucking phenomenal job portraying her in all her different forms.
That's the thing. It's so many different forms.
Mm-hmm. It's so many different performances, and Jamie Lee Curtis plays a lot of different forms in this movie too. I just think that she's more, for most of the movie, more of the comedy.
Yeah, she felt more like a background character than like an actual
support. She doesn't have like a full character, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just she serves her purpose in the plot.
It's just that the daughter's purpose in the plot is actually more important because
she's huge and does such an amazing job.
I'm not going to spoil it, but she is like central to the story.
Pillar of the movie.
Pillar.
I will
say that there is no movie without her.
That's very true. Hung Chow in The Whale did also an amazing job. That character is super well written and just a lot of fun to watch. Although I will say, minor spoiler, I think she enables Brendan Fraser's character a little too much. For a nurse, I think she enables him a little too much.
Yeah, I will say there is an explanation. They do give an explanation to why she enables it. Yeah. So, like, there is some depth. It's not just like, Hollywood showing healthcare workers in a bad light again.
It's very true. Very true.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever is nominated. And that feels...
I know I haven't been out here on YouTube in quite a while. I fucking hated that movie. I fucking hated it. I thought it was so fucking boring, and most of the characters act as complete morons throughout the whole thing.
I also hated who they made Black Panther after passing of Mr.
Look, it made sense, but like, God, did they have to do it at the worst time for her character? Like, come on. Also, the action is so badly shot, and I thought we were finally through that loop with the other two films that came out last year were shot really nicely, their action. And then we go to this, and it's just like we digressed 5 years.
Ever since the 10 Rings, I don't feel like Marvel has had an excuse to have bad combat. Like, I was willing to accept, like, the kind of Infinity Stone era combat being bad because you basically are dealing with cosmic powers and like things flipping all over the place and like planets and moons getting chucked at people. It's like it's like an anime situation. Powers is just so big, you kind of have to accept it's going to look schlocky and bad in some places. But now that they've gone back to the streets and they've gotten like actual people who know how to do fight choreography on their payroll, I think they'd put it in more than just,
And the bigger problem is you can't fucking see any of it. The camera
they keep editing. They keep cutting away.
And they cut too quickly, and it's just embarrassing to look at.
I'm just saying the best thing Spider-Man ever did was get out of the MCU so he could go back to Sony because they know how to do Spider-Man fights.
They do.
Far From Home's fights were the best of all of them. And anyways, we should probably continue.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the MCU anymore. Fuck them. They can go fuck themselves. Animated movies. Now, this is the jam. And honestly, this is a pretty good selection for best animated feature
I gotta
film.
say, I've just, this is what says me as a person. I've seen most of these nominations.
Too, yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of the nominations for the other ones, but these ones I did. In fact, look, all on my own. Didn't even need to know that they were nominated or anything.
Yeah. We have Pinocchio, directed by Guillermo del Toro. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I thought it was a snail with shoes on. I don't know why.
On the show.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. The only thing on here that I know basically nothing about is The Sea Beast, which was a Netflix movie, and it was made by a lot of people who used to work for DreamWorks, I think. And that's as far as my knowledge goes because I haven't actually seen it. I don't know if it's any good. Turning Red, I've seen like half of.
I have seen it. I've seen it maybe 50 times because over the summer I was babysitting my nieces. Love that movie. I can recite the boy band songs from memory because of how much they made me watch it.
Hey John, that's good content. We should do that.
Oh, I guess fine, anything for views. But okay, so that being said, since I have seen a majority of it, I will say a very good coming of age story. I know I usually don't like those kinds of things, but it's doesn't take itself too seriously. Like it kind of accepts and is very honest, like what girls around that age are like. Of juggles the sort of the PG rating, PG-13 rating with topics that a lot of people would say between parents and children, if you catch my drift.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good with that. It is very good at juggling that. I'll commend it for that.
From everything the other two movies, it needs it deserves. From everything I've seen, it's probably the only Disney film that came out last year that deserves to be on here.
Yes, and I mean, and to lighten the hurt for you, technically it's a Pixar movie, not a Disney movie.
Well, they're owned by them. They don't do work for anyone else, so.
Yeah, well, but I mean, Pixar is usually better about.
Yes, that's true, but they also put out Lightyear.
Fair enough. Yeah, Lightyear was. That was
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I have not seen the full movie, but it's cute, man. God damn,
very cute.
Like it's the.
I would support it. I would support it for just being an entertainment kind of thing. Like I am of the opinion that movies ultimately should be entertainment first, so I would applaud it for that. Absolutely. That being said, I was also way more entertained by Puss in Boots.
That's true. But I want to bring out Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio first because we had 3 Pinocchio movies come out this year.
Yeah, and this was the best one.
I watched all 3 of them in one night. Including the fucking Russian one with Pauly Shore.
How drunk were you when you did that?
not drunk enough.
Not enough. Not enough.
The Disney remake didn't make me want to fucking drink as much as I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
I might be the only person who didn't hate it because I've seen a lot of people absolutely bash it.
No, a lot of people. That's the thing. I think we've just become numb to the Disney.
I might have. I straight up might have. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's good. I want to be very clear on this. It's not good, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
I'll split the difference and just say that since it's remaking the Disney Pinocchio, like it's probably the least abysmal in terms of quality from the original. I'll just throw that out there. I know. Let's be honest. No one gave a shit about the original Pinocchio.
No. I know a lot of people consider it a classic now, but
it's considered like classic Disney. Like people respect it for like what it is historically and whatnot, but like no one actually like were passionate about it the way like a Renaissance Disney movie is.
Nah, not really. Although I will say I respect them for keeping in the Jackass line. I thought they were going to cut that because they're afraid of losing their PG rating, but no, they got away with it. I'm very happy that we can keep the word Jackass in a PG. We haven't gone to shit as a society that badly yet. And then I did watch the Russian one starring Pauly Shore, and I gotta say the memes don't even do it justice. It's actually funnier than that.
Really?
There's so much of this movie that is easy memeing, but no one actually watched it to meme it. So we just have the trailer that got memed.
Maybe you should.
Y'all are missing out. You should fucking watch this shitty movie.
That's what you should do. Redo the Bonji Bear bit, but with Pinocchio and all the memes.
Right. I gotta rewatch it because I bleached my brain of that movie a little bit. Although I will say the one part that I can never get out of my brain because it's so fucking funny to me. The cops are after him from the beginning for a crime that he had literally nothing to do with until they declare him the ringleader of that crime.
Oh,
it makes no sense. But it's so funny. And then of course we have Guillermo del Toro's stop motion Pinocchio, which as much as I think I love the Puss in Boots movie more because it entertained me a little bit more. The Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is the most beautiful stop motion movie ever created. It's so fucking smooth.
I'd personally, I still have like a lot of love for like things like Kubo and the Two Strings.
No, those are great movies. They're fantastic.
Yeah, and
but if you watch them, there's just a little bit of chunkiness to them because they have to move.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. But I always feel like mistakes, that's part.
Tiny little smudges in frames, like just stuff that you notice when you're looking back because stop motion animation is a brutally hard medium to work with. But holy fucking shit, this movie has no mistakes. It's so fucking crystalline smooth. It's actually kind of scary that people were able to do this. I don't want to know how fucking long it took them to actually make this movie.
Well, I mean, Guillermo del Toro was saying he wanted to do a Pinocchio movie since before, I think,
yes.
The water movie he did, what was it?
Long before.
Shape of Water? Yeah.
He said I think he was talking about doing a Pinocchio movie after Pan's Labyrinth came out.
Yeah, so this has literally been in the back burner for him for a long time.
I think there was some like trailer that was talking about the numbers behind it, and it was like, just including the writing process, it was like 20 years in the making. But I think it was animated in 4 years. Which
there you go.
Which is incredible to me, considering how fucking polished this shit is. Like, just damn, it's so good to look at. There was movements in stop motion that I didn't think people were able to physically do because it was just not possible to get something on screen to move like that. But they did.
I give this movie a lot of credit for how Pinocchio. I haven't seen the Pauly Shore one, but more than any of the versions of Pinocchio I've seen, this one actually kind of hammers home Pinocchio being generally a good kid, but also he needs to learn. Like he isn't ready to become a full human yet because he doesn't have a conscience yet. Like he actually tricks Jiminy more than I think any other version.
God, it's so fucking.
I know it's like he's doing it for a warped idea of the right reason. Like it's better for Papa or whatever if I do this, and it's like that's how a kid would think if they didn't have a conscience and we're just going straight logic.
Exactly.
But I do like that a lot too.
I think it's just fantastically done.
So I guess I would also agree that I feel Pinocchio deserves the award better, even though I also am way more entertained by Puss in Boots.
Damn, that movie kicked ass.
I love Big Jack Horner so much in that movie.
The fucking wolf. When he first showed up, I was like, legitimately, that first fight with him, like my jaw fucking dropped. It was so fucking good looking. That wolf is terrifying.
I can't believe they got away with literally just saying, "Yeah, I'm deaf."
Yeah, I'm literally deaf. That's my. He is. There's not. It's not a fucking metaphor. It just is, and I fucking love the just bluntness of that.
I also genuinely love the reasoning they give for why death just shows up. It's like, you've never respected life anyways. You're on your last one. Let's just get this over with. Like that was actually it's got the funny cartoon logic, and it's also brutal as hell.
It is. I was not expected to get sucked into that story so freaking hardcore. The writing and the voice acting are just top notch. Like, it was, I was not ready for how good that movie ended up being. I saw it the same day I saw Avatar 2, and I was a little bit like bummed out from Avatar 2. And then I saw that, and it just perked me back up, and I was so fucking happy the rest of the day. Because
I liked all the characters, and I don't think that
there's not a single bad character in that movie. They're all good. They're like all entertaining.
Like even Goldilocks with her like genuinely like selfish. Like her wish was genuinely selfish, and I actually felt bad for her that she wanted that.
Yeah.
First place, and like couldn't see her family was right there. God, like that's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. Hard for me to do. Yeah, I know. It's
so I think we're all in agreement. If we had our way, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish would win the Oscar.
Yeah, but I think
if we're talking about,
I feel like he should get it.
For the medium, I think Pinocchio deserves to win, because if we let anyone else up there to talk, they're just gonna thank people and be real thankful that they won and like thank their family, the people who work for them. Guillermo's gonna talk about how amazing animation is as a medium. And someone needs to get up there and say that, because the fucking Oscar presenters never do.
The Oscars still are making jokes about how the animation is for the animation segment is for kids or whatever.
Fucking kill me. That's what it makes me want to do.
Sarah Silverman, how dare you? One more thing before we can move on from animation. I will say I breathed a major sigh of relief after Puss in Boots, because everyone was terrified about when DreamWorks got bought out by Illumination that it would all just become Minions Part 2, but no, they're showing that DreamWorks still is its own. It's like a Pixar situation.
They just have new owners.
They just have new owners, but they're still allowed to do their own thing. Yes. Illumination's not fucking with the brand.
Cinematography. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. I don't even know what to say about this. I'm shocked that we've gone this far, and Alejandro movies only just made it on here. The Academy loved that man. They do. He's got a lot of Oscars on his shelf, and yet here he is with his third big movie, and there's like nothing.
Maybe they're just getting tired of him. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think I heard any buzz about Bardo, so I don't.
No, I didn't even know. It's
3 hours long, isn't it?
I have no idea. I'm just gonna throw out for the cinematography though that I want All Quiet on the Western Front to win, because I am a simp for war movies.
I need to see it. I mean, I really need to see it. I love this book to death. I need to fucking watch this movie. I need to find time, and I will make time for it.
At some point.
Yeah. Tar and Empire of Light I can't really speak on because I haven't seen anything of those movies. Although, I mean, Roger Deakins is Roger Deakins. Like, you can't fault Roger Deakins for being here. He's Roger fucking Deakins.
Worried that cinematography is going to be one of those categories that they like give they say the winner out before the actual night even begins.
Yeah.
And when they did that last year, like 8 nominations all just got given out before the party started.
I think they're not doing that this year. I think they decided that was not good for business.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I hope that's true. As for Elvis, I would say that the cinematography in Elvis was really, really good. It's nice and it's flashy, but it's not overly edited, and I think that's important. You can actually see everything. It does a great blend of camera styles because it's a period piece, so it's trying to go back and mimic styles of older cameras. I think they did a fantastic job on that. So we'll see. Maybe my opinion will change when I see All Quiet, but I mean, Elvis is the only one here that I've seen so far. Costume design. Babylon is on the list. Babylon made it. My boy, my limping boy, crossing the fucking finish line of mediocrity. Babylon, Black Panther up for a second Oscar. Goddamn it.
Speaking of mediocrity.
Speaking of mediocrity. Elvis, Everything Everywhere at Once, and Miss Harris Goes to Paris, a film that is a great rhyme, but I did not see. Babylon. I feel bad for Babylon. It's. I really liked it. It's a really dumb movie.
Bad really movie, but I mean, it's got an Oscar, so you can't badmouth it too much.
No, it's not even a bad movie. It's just generic, but told in such a wild and crazy fashion that it's just too entertaining not to like. How many movies open with a guy collecting an elephant in a truck and then getting shit on by an elephant? How many movies? Name one other movie.
I don't want to.
That's fair.
I think Aladdin technically comes close for the opening number where all the guards come into dung or whatever. Old dung.
No, I honestly really like Babylon, and I think being up for costume design is very, very fitting. The costume work in Babylon was fantastic. Same with Elvis. But I mean, Everything Everywhere All at Once. God damn, the costumes and the variety and just the extravagance of them. Oh wow, it's just so good looking. Like that is some fucking costume design. That is some good shit. And then Black Panther, I'm not even gonna fucking talk about.
Black Panther is like they didn't even think up a unique look for the last villain, the main villain of the last one. It was just like the Black Panther suit, but with gold trim instead of purple. Yeah. Like really, that's all you could think up. And boy, oh boy, was my wife and her side of the family kind of upset with how they made the Atlanteans look.
I can imagine.
So Aztec look. It's like, excuse you.
Yeah.
That wasn't how the comics made it look, and that was a very bad choice.
You didn't like Namor?
Yes, Namor, it means
Namor.
Nothing.
No more talking about Black Panther. Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Directing. Now, this is, I would say this is a key point for something that we're going to talk about when we get to Best Picture. Who's up for Best Director? Martin McDonagh, Daniels, Steven Spielberg, Todd Field, and Ruben, oh God.
Östlund
for Triangle of Sadness, which is Triangle of Sadness' first nomination in this list alphabetically. A movie that I meant to see, but I didn't get around to. Look who's not on here.
A lot of people, technically.
Well, yes, a lot of people. A shitload of people. But I mean specifically who's on here that made one of the biggest movies of last year. His name might rhyme with Dirk Cameron.
Yeah, Mr. James Cameron
Mr.
and his
$2
billion investment.
Not up for Best Director. Interesting. I find that very fascinating, and I'll explain why in a minute. But obviously, I mean, I'm rooting for Daniels. Like, come on. I think that should be pretty clear at this point.
Yeah.
Of this list. I mean, I'm not even going to give a fuck about Spielberg anymore. He has enough Oscars. He doesn't need another one.
Yeah, he does. He has enough thank yous from the Academy.
He doesn't.
Look, the fact that he made a semi-autobiographical movie at this point is just kind of...
God. He's fallen. He really has.
Yeah, like...
He peaked with Bridge of Spies and has gone downhill ever since.
Yeah. He really wanted to be the next... I'm blanking on his name. That angers me because he's like my favorite director.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Mr. Good Evening. Who was
Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock, yes. He's desperate to be the next Hitchcock.
Yeah.
The one difference was Hitchcock was able to maintain his quality throughout until he retired. And unfortunately, Spielberg, like once the mid-2000s hit, it was just a slow general dive.
Yeah. Documentaries. I haven't seen any of these. Have you?
Neither have I.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not going to say anything about these because I want to get a move on here. But I do wish everyone on this beautiful list here the best of luck. I'm sure you're all fantastic filmmakers, and you deserve to be on here. And I just want to wish them all best of luck and good competition for all of you. Editing. Here we are. This is where we can go here. Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, Top Gun Maverick making it on here. I I mean, obviously, Everything Everywhere All at Once. We talked about the editors learned how to edit while doing this, and that's very impressive. And they should probably win for that because they turned out such an amazing product. I do want to mention Elvis though, real quick, because Baz Luhrmann is kind of known for being for having badly edited movies.
Yeah.
What did you think this time? I gotta say, the first 20 minutes of Elvis are awful. The editing is so fucking bad in the first 20 minutes. That first sequence where where Elvis first starts singing to the crowd, it's cutting to these weird smash cuts and then cutting back to single shots. Like, it feels like two different editors had two different cuts of this scene, and then someone else came in and edited them both together.
Yeah.
Like, haphazardly.
I mean, technically, there are two people nominated for the editing, so maybe that's what happened.
It is truly bad editing for the first 20 minutes. After that, it calms down a little bit, and then it's just fucking great from then on out. The transitions, the use of compilation cuts, it's so fucking good that it makes me go, how the fuck was that opening just accepted when the rest of this is so goddamn good? Like, genuinely, it confuses me. Who let this slide?
We'll save while it's on here. Maverick, I think it's a bad movie. I'm just wondering why editing is what it is, because so many of the shots are kind of like, they weren't single take, but it was more like they were extended shots because to have the big, Tom Cruise does his own stunts shit, so like they didn't cut.
Probably because it's an action movie where you can actually see what's going on.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. Like, by that very nature, it means like they got nominated for doing
the bare minimum.
Doing minimal work.
I think it. Actually, no. I was about to say if it was up here for cinematography, I would talk about them shooting with real jet planes, and that's impressive. But the editing has nothing to do with that. Yeah, I don't really know why Top Gun Maverick is here. It's an odd pick. And then I'll also say I don't know why Banshees of Inisherin is on here either, because it's just kind of plain. There's nothing really special about its cuts. It's just they did it correctly, I guess. But that's about
it. Movies, I got this running theory that some movies are just put onto the list on the Academy Awards because they're such like an Oscar movie that they try and just shove them into as many. So the Academy can just say, look at this movie that's being upped for a dozen nominations.
I haven't seen Tar, but it's kind of looking like that's the same case. International film. We're not allowed to say foreign film anymore. Obviously, All Quiet on the Western Front is going to win. I don't think that's a debate because it's also up for Best Picture.
Yeah.
So that tends to just be how that works out. If it's up for Best Picture, it's going to win Best International Film, especially if no other international film is up for Best Picture.
None of these are.
I've never heard of any of these. Argentina, 1985, obviously from Argentina. Close from Belgium. EO from Poland, and The Quiet Girl from Ireland. Does that mean that movie is actually in the Irish language? Because this is usually for. Is that what it's called? I can never remember.
We're gonna look actually. Quiet Girl.
I mean, because otherwise, then it's not really. Well, because we let in films from like Australia and England just fine because they're in English. We usually reserve international feature film for films that are not in English.
There is a version of it's an Irish language film, so its original name is An Cailín Calún.
Okay.
It's in Gaelic.
So that's fair. All right, we'll move on to makeup and hairstyling. And the Batman is finally on here.
Yeah.
As it deserves to be nominated for Best Makeup, because holy shit.
They love giving DC Comics their best hair and makeup.
It'd be really,
Suicide Squad.
It'd be really funny if they won here and made up for the fact that they took Suicide Squad. But the whale's going to win.
Yes, because
not a question.
Some like the amount of they did just like with his hairline.
Oh my god, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say except for the fact that Black Panther's up for a third Oscar.
Disney's really trying to milk the fact that they own all entertainment, aren't they?
And everyone's gonna give that a pass, but they put Thor: Love and Thunder up for best visual effects, and everyone freaks the fuck out. Even though every film gets put forward for your consideration, I don't know why people are freaking out about that. They put almost every film up for like every category just cause they want to get it. But yeah, the web's gonna win. Music, original score. I mean, I don't remember the score for Everything Everywhere All at Once, except for the scene with the bagel. That score I remember pretty well. Babylon's original score is fantastic. The Banshees of Inisherin's score is also fantastic. And he really did get John Williams to do the Fabelmans, didn't he? That bastard.
Yeah, well, of course, John Williams, and I feel like John Williams is just going to win, just because as much as I do enjoy All Quiet on the Western Front, it's best during its quiet moments. You can't even really acknowledge the soundtrack too much, so kind of works against the movie. Like, again, it's a really good movie. When you're a really good movie, sometimes you have to be bad in certain areas of filmmaking to make what you're already doing that much better. Yeah. Like, any movie made by I can't believe I keep blanking on people's name. Whoever made Fantastic Mr. Fox, or like the
Wes Anderson.
Yes, Wes Anderson. He has a very distinct visual thing. Absolutely. It is awful camera work. It is awful centralized camera work.
I love his camera work. I think it's so fun.
I know, but like for
no, it is breaking a lot of fucking rules.
But like he does it with a specific design in mind. So.
Yes.
Him being good requires him to be bad at what camera work anyone else would be doing. Anyways,
I would have to listen to these scores again to really get a good chance. I don't think I have anything to say about an original song. I don't even the movies that I've seen. I don't remember any of them
to win,
except Naatu. Like Naatu is fucking awesome. How is it the only thing from Triple R that's on here?
Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious to me. Like Rise, Rebel, something like.
How did Triple R just get ignored by the fucking
Academy? Look, if they actually put that in international films, then I wouldn't be too 100% sure if it would win versus All Quiet.
Yeah.
Because they're both very fun movies in their own way.
I don't know. I don't know how the fuck our Triple R got ignored. Maybe they just hate India. All right, the big boy.
Best Picture.
Best Picture nominees: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun: Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. That one I don't think I've ever heard of. What the fuck is Women Talking?
Neither did I. I didn't. I feel like it was just a plain feminist move. They had to do it because it was a woman. It was a movie about women talking.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That's
anything else about it.
That's quite fair. I'm gonna adjust the screen a little bit here. There we go. Much better. Now we can fit everything. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it's their maybe apology for not nominating any women directors. I have a friend of mine who's very, very pissed off that no women are nominated for Best Director.
Again, I could. Again, that's what I was saying. I could totally say that as like just throwing them a bone or whatever, or trying to seem like it.
I gotta say, so like last year, people were pissed off because the Academy were nominating movies for Best Picture that most people haven't seen. Like that hasn't been the case since its fucking creation.
95 years, and they're always giving art house films.
But there were a lot of people who were like, well, why isn't Spider-Man No Way Home up for Best Picture? It was the most watched film of the year. Because it wasn't as good as the other films on the list. I'm just going to say, actually, that's not entirely true. Dune was on the list. That was definitely better than Dune.
Yeah.
Look, the Academy usually doesn't give a fuck about popular movies. But here's your 2 bones this year. They threw you Avatar: The Way of Water and Top Gun: Maverick. And of the 2, I can accept Top Gun: Maverick being on here. I can.
Because that's the thing. It's kind of like a classic, like throwback to the 90s or 2000s action movies. That's how I look at it. Avatar: Way of Water is literally just Avatar again.
You'll have noticed that up until this point, a lot of the categories, I would say most of the categories up until this point are categories that most people kind of care about. When they hear they won a best an award at the Academy Awards, no one gives a fuck if someone says it won an Academy Award for visual effects or sound mixing. We haven't seen Avatar at all until this point. Does it deserve to even be here? I don't think it does. I think Avatar: The Way of Water kind of sucks.
Cost so much money to make. Like the visual, the CGI was so realistic.
Even. It took them 6 weeks.
So realistic that they might as well have just put body paint on the actors and then just did forced perspective, and it would have gone the exact same thing. But they didn't. They made it all CGI, so it was just more expensive.
You know what should fucking disqualify this movie from being nominated for Best Picture? The fact that they couldn't settle on a fucking frame rate. Every other shot is a different frame rate.
I feel like it should have been disqualified because the villain was literally the exact same villain from the last movie.
It's literally the same guy. It's just a clone of him.
Blue man. It's a blue man. It's a white man in a blue man's genetic body. Just like, oh yeah, no, the guy who got blown up last time. Oh yeah, we just had his DNA sitting around over here, and we're just gonna put it in an avatar body, let him try and do the same shit all over again. And oh yeah, Jake Sully, he was like literally the king of the entire Na'vi people or whatever. He was the legend flying around on their giant red dragon. Well, now all of them hate him because he adopted a human boy who got left behind. What?
I don't fucking know, man. I think the only part of Avatar 2, Water Boogaloo, that I even slightly enjoyed was the violence. For a PG-13 movie, they got away with a lot of violence, and I applaud that. I applaud that they did not shy away from ripping a dude's arm off or actually killing people.
Yeah,
for having people bleed, I'm looking at you, Black Panther.
They have. Oh no, they did not have a sex scene.
No, they didn't. They didn't have the balls to do a sex scene this time around.
Give credit also to Zoe Saldana, who's playing Neytiri and whatever. She's in like the most like profitable movies for the past decade.
True. It's really true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't like Avatar 2.
You were complaining to me about how it just. I'm just confused why James Cameron has some fetish for always making movies that involve a lot of water after what happened in The Abyss. The man nearly fucking died making that movie, and yet he keeps making movies that require like 10 million gallons of water for one shoot.
He's a masochist, I'm telling you. Everything else on here. So I've seen Avatar, I've seen Top Gun Maverick. I've seen Everything Everywhere at Once. I've seen Elvis, and I've seen The Banks of Inisherin. So I've seen half of these movies, and 3 of them deserve to be here. 3 of the 5 that I've seen absolutely deserve to be on here. The other 2 are Avatar and Top Gun Maverick. I really want to see Triangle Sadness. I'm going to definitely try to get on that. I need to see All Quiet on the Western Front. Women Talking, I'll do my best. Same with Tar. And then The Fabelmans, I don't really want to see it, but I guess I'll see it. I'm like, all right, fine.
Go watch Steven Spielberg make a movie about how his granddad told him how to make the perfect shot.
Yeah. Watch him never do it again, though. I don't know. I would like to remind everyone that Steven Spielberg also directed Ready Player One.
Yeah, the movie that was live action, but it wasn't.
Production design, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. I mean, what production design? A pool of water?
Yeah, a bunch of water.
They had a pool of water and a green screen. What production design? Unless they're talking about the CG production design, which is not production design, that's visual effects. Just saying.
They're making loopholes now.
I haven't seen All Quiet on the Western Front, but I'm rooting for Babylon hardcore for production design. The set work and the prop work on Babylon were second to none. It was so well done. Just everything looks fantastic. Just that one scene where they're trying to make a talking movie for the first time and they're absolutely going insane. Just that set is so fucking good. And the sound work surrounding it, peak cinema right there.
Babylon is basically just Singing in the Rain for you, except like 100 times better.
But 100 times more crass.
Yeah, well,
and it admits that people did crack on set.
You couldn't get away with it in the days of Singing in the Rain. You couldn't let them know. They didn't want to
admit that everyone was high, drunk, and fucking everyone else, but it was happening. So I'm glad that someone finally admitted it. Thank you, Damien Chazelle, for admitting what we already really knew. Just like documentary feature, the short films, I haven't seen any of them. I doubt I will be able to, because they never play around me. And I just would like to wish all the filmmakers on here good luck and congratulations on being nominated. You guys are cool. That's what I have to say. Sound, because we could just shove all aspects of sound into one category, right, guys?
Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
And this is for me, none of these people deserve it except for either Elvis or All Quiet. Because as I said before, a lot of the what like kind of gets you in on the movie is their usage of sound, like the trenches, quiets, like the low points, as well as like explosive high points. I mean, they're basically just doing a jukebox musical of Elvis songs, and he was king of rock and roll. So like,
yes, I mean the sound design in Elvis is really good. Unfortunately, this is not talking about music, which is kind of stupid. That Elvis was nominated for music, although admittedly, there are a couple moments in music where Baz Luhrmann does his very cringy thing of putting modern music in a period piece.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I hate when he does that. I hate it so much. It doesn't happen that often in Elvis, which is nice. Sound design in Top Gun Maverick deserves to be here. I don't know if it's the best.
I don't think it deserves to win.
Yeah, it is really good though. The Batman's sound design, I might have to rewatch the Batman before the Oscars come up for me to really fully decide this. I mean, I think every element in the Batman works very well and it comes together extremely nicely.
It's very good, yeah.
Yeah. Avatar, get the fuck out of here. What are you even doing here? Why the fuck isn't Babylon on here for sound? Babylon should be on.
I don't know.
I think Babylon should be on
here.
It's
hilarious, the movie about the talkie doesn't get in on sound.
It's kind of fucked up. Visual effects. Okay, Avatar, you can come back for visual effects. You know, whatever. You're practically an animated movie. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: Way of Water, Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever again.
Again, they don't deserve it. They really don't.
They really don't. That movie looks like shit. I'm sorry. No, I'm not fucking sorry. What am I saying? It looks like shit. Like, it's just...
Yeah, it's a bad... Disney's not trying anymore. Marvel's not trying anymore.
No, they're not. Like, it's... But they don't care anymore. They've made their billions.
They really don't. They look at the Marvel's MCU as a turnkey product.
Yeah, at this point. Whatever. One of these days I'll get around to actually watching those TV shows. Yeah. Who am I kidding? No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to say about this, except I mean, again, I need to see All Quiet, but of the list I've seen the other four, and I gotta say, the Batman had fantastic visual effects. It was such a great looking movie. Writing, adapted screenplay, because we can split writing into two categories, but not sound. You.
Yep.
Writing, adapted screenplay, All Quiet on the Western Front. Again, great book. Read the book.
Yep. Read the book.
Glass Onion, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. Why is Glass Onion here?
Glass Onion is this
How is
very
that?
weird...
Well, no, hold on. I love Glass Onion, and that writing was fantastic. What I mean is, why is it here under adapted screenplay? What is it adapted from?
I don't know.
Isn't that an original character created by Rian Johnson and an original story?
Maybe Rian Johnson made like a book, wrote a novel, and then based Glass Onion. I don't know. Glass Onion is this very confused thing for me because like it's so hard to be like a meta like it's even the name wasn't it based on like a Beatles song where like they were trying to mock the people looking for deeper meaning in their songs or whatever.
That is what Glass Onion is about. Yes.
Yeah, and it's like this just very simple mystery where it's like, yeah, you know exactly what was coming, or like the twist is such a basic twist, but it's just like, look how much fun we're just having, like just making this movie, and it's like, it's like confusing how like simple it is, but also how much I guess is how I want to put it. That makes sense.
I kind of understand what you're saying. I enjoy it. I really liked it.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying it's a paradox for me.
No, I see what you're saying. I'm just still confused why the fuck it's for adapted.
Yeah, no. I guess Women Talking was also based on something else. I guess.
I mean, here's the thing. It's where it says screenplay by. I understand someone else wrote something and then someone else writes a screenplay, but then Glass Onion and also Living just say written by.
Yeah, I don't.
And Kazuo Ishiguro is an author, is a novelist. Maybe that is. Maybe it's an adaptation of a Kazuo Ishiguro novel that was adapted for the screen by Kazuo Ishiguro.
Again, maybe I would respect that, them giving like some.
That would make sense, but I don't understand this. Well, we'll go on to the final, very very last one, which is original screenplay, which is The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. And I mean, is it even?
Come on. We just want Everything Everywhere All at Once.
We want it to win. Come on.
We want it.
It's so good. If you haven't seen it, fucking see it already. Like, it's just, God. It's so fucking well done. All right. Well, that's
basically everything that we could give opinions on.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's. I will say, I think overall, it's a pretty decent crop this year.
We're more passionate about the things this year than we were about the things last year.
There's not too many movies that I think are missing right now. I'm trying to think like what did I see last year that I think should have deserved to get Best Picture nommed that isn't on here already. I think Belle should have got nominated for Best Animated Picture, but I think the release date on Belle is kind of screwy because it's a foreign film. I'm trying to think. I'm literally opening my list. I keep a list of every film I see in a year
on your Facebook.
Yeah, because I do a best and worst list at the end of the year. One Piece Film Red should have been nominated for Best Animated Picture, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Actually, legit, that soundtrack fucking bopped. Like, I'm still listening to that soundtrack to this day. And if that got nominated for Best Original Song, I'd be so happy. I'd actually be so fucking happy to see that. Not really.
No.
Honestly, I'm just. I think they hit basically everything that I saw last year that I thought was really good, and they hit a few things that I didn't see last year. Yeah, I think hopefully this year's Oscars won't almost kill me.
Yeah,
that'll be nice.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. All right, I'm gonna put you back on the screen now. Open the Discord back up. Oh, I'm on the screen twice. Whoa, isn't this crazy? Whoa, I'm flying away. Anyway, so that's basically it for this stream. No one's really here, but I'm saying this for posterity. I'm gonna try to make a few new, like, just small things in the coming weeks before Part 9 comes out. I'm working with a new editing software now because Premiere expensive and I don't feel like paying for it anymore. So I picked up a free program called DaVinci, which is supposedly really good, and I'm just starting to learn it, and I will hopefully be able to edit. Edit again. Yeah. So I guess expect more from this channel soon.
A resurgence.
Yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna be back on top, baby, like we were for half a second in 2019.
Half a second for one video.
It was 5 videos.
5, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. It's fine. So thank you to everyone that did come out. I saw the view counter bumping up and down every now and again. I saw some people were here briefly. That's okay. Yep, that's your lot. Johnny, got anything? Say something funny to end the stream.
Face. I don't.
Yeah, hilarious.